Hello, guys, and welcome back in the series of Big Data Technology. And in this series, we'll be covering the big data, what is big data, basic introduction, and we'll be dealing with various data types so that we understand how to deal with various types of data and what all are these softwares which we deal with these types of data. So that's why data types becomes important, and that's why I have covered this in this video. So let's just start with what is big data. Okay, as the term says, it is big data. So it is not just about data, normal data, but it is a data which has grown exponentially with time. And what happens is that it deals with data sets which are very huge and which are large and too complex. And this big data is a field that treats ways to analyze and you can systematically extract information from data sets which are complex and huge. So you can just imagine that you've got a lot of information and you want to extract and analyze information from it. And that is what we are calling it as big data. Okay. So the traditional ways of data processing and querying and extracting information was not adequate to deal with this huge giga and tera and petabytes of data. So what we did was this big data technology helped in dealing with this non-structured and big data, and this overcome the flaw of the traditional data processing methods. Now we move on to, I'll quote a little example. This is just a very basic example that wherein the data is generated in a huge volumes. It is called as big data. So it includes like stock exchanges, social media site, jet engines. Now they generate petabytes of data. It can also be medical domain, and it can be various social networking sites, as you already covered: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Netflix. And like every company is now generating millions and millions of data because they have got potential data of customers and studying the patterns of it and deriving useful meaningful information from the same. So you can just, it's like everywhere. This big data is everywhere. Every organization or company which deals with clients has this big data, has data. So now how to use this data is with big data technologies. So you can see the scope, it's huge. Now we'll move on to types of data. I'll quickly cover it. That we've got, as you can see in the bubbles, you've got structured, unstructured, geographical, and so on. So we'll move first with the structured data set or structured data. Now what is this? This is in the form of rows and columns, and you can derive meaningful information of this from this. Now what is important here to note is that only 10% of this data is available, which is very less as compared to the unstructured data. And you can access it through database management system because it is in a very structured format, as the name suggests. Now unstructured data is in a form of, it can be in any form: text, video, document. It can be in a complaint, a review, or a feedback. 90% of the data falls under this category. And how do we this is cannot be stored. Okay, just correct this. And these cannot be stored using traditional relational databases. I cannot use the traditional SQL to store this unstructured data. What I have to use is either MongoDB, CouchDB, NoSQL databases, which are different, like Hadoop and etc. Another is geographical data. Now, what is this geographical data? This includes anything related to your latitude and longitude. It could be roads, buildings, lakes, addresses, people, workplace, etc. And what do they do is they generate geographical information, and this is quite important as it is a branch in statistics, which is a field in itself for study and job. And this is called involved in spatial or spatial temporal data, and it's called geostatistics. So it can be useful in urban planning if you are engaged in this something called geographic data. You can go into geographic analysis of this, and this is really in use in thing. So for environment monitoring and its effect. So this is a good field for geographical data. Next data, we come on to the real-time media. Now what is this real-time media? Like you're using YouTube, Flickr, and Vimeo. So these are using this real-time data, the real-time streaming, live storage media, on-time demand media. So these are using these real-time media, and you need something somewhere to store all these data. Where is this data going? So this is big data again. And imagine like one channel has so many videos and you are just storing it. Where are you storing it? Like it is a cloud which YouTube is providing, and that is how it works. Now this is natural language data. This natural language data is human generated, maybe in verbal form, and whatever the data is generated, you have to create more meaningful information from it. And this could be like your land phones, it could be your speech capture devices, your mobile phones, internet of things that generate large amount of text like communication between devices, wherein you want to analyze that data through natural language data. Okay, that is also data which you have. Now next thing is a data called time series. Now this time series is important because here you what you do is you this is you're evaluating, or you are drawing meaningful information from data which is spread over some time interval, like, okay. So its goal is to detect what the trends and anomalies, any malfunctioning, identify the context, any external influence, or compare individual against the group or individual at different times. So this is based on comparison or trends and anomalies detection. Now this could be continuous, or this could be based on time series on regular intervals. An example would include like monitoring ocean tides or counts of sunspots, basically using scientific research, and the daily closing of like any company average, industrial average. You measure the level of unemployment, so it is related to economy, science and technology, or any of the business related decisions could be taken through time series analysis. And for this you need big data, and you have big data and you want to analyze it through time series. Okay, next we move on to the event data. Now this is generated from matching between the external events and with the time series. So you've got certain external events and you match it with the regular intervals of time it has been taken place, and this becomes your event data. And this requires the identification of important events from the unimportant. Okay, so you have to know that these are what are the important events and compare it with the unimportant events. For example, like information which can be generated to related to vehicle crashes or accidents, this can be collected and analyzed to help you understand what the vehicles were doing before, during, or after the event. So just to draw insight into how this vehicle crashes and accidents could be minimized, you can draw a policy by just analyzing that data. So this you can work and draw various crucial decision making with the help of this data if you really get the right thing. So the applications are vast, huge, and companies are just exploring ways to take advantage of this big data analysis, and they want skilled people, skilled data professional to help them come up with good, great decisions so that it can improve the life quality and of the service and of the also of the people. Um, Another is like network data. Now, this network data means that the data concerns very large networks, like social network, if you talk about like Facebook or Twitter. It could be information networks like www, World Wide Web, biological network, biochemical, neural networks, and technological networks like the internet, in the telephone, transportation networks. So this network data, this is also giving us a lot of data, be it social media side, be it information, be it your technological networks. And these network data is represented as nodes, and they are connected via one or more types of relations. So this is like a mechanism of it. No need to go further in this, just stick to this one. Now the companies, I have just listed the top 10 companies who are using this big data. Like Amazon uses it, of course. American Express, this is BDO, this is an accounting and audit firm which is using big data to its advantage. Capital One, again, marketing, it is using its. General Electric. Miniclip is into digital gamings for the distribution of digital games. It is also using big data to analyze the pattern and its market. Netflix uses it, of course. We've all familiar with Netflix. It is the online streaming, entertainment streaming service which is using big data to analyze the studies, the pattern recognition, and customer behavior on how do they choose, what is their choice, and recommend next season, series, or movies according to your choice. Then the next big sound again is using this big data. Starbucks uses this, T-Mobile uses this. T-Mobile is a mobile network like American Express, and this is combining the customer transaction and interactions data to predict customer fluctuations, any credit card defaults, or any of the pattern anomaly. This wants to find out. So these all, and there are many firms which are using big data for driving out insights, crucial information from what the data is saying, what it is trying to say. And if you can make out what the data is trying to say, then you are in for these companies. You have to figure out how does this data speaks to you, relates to you. So this is what is big data all about. In the next video, we shall cover some popular big data softwares which make it possible to analyze this data. And these are Kafka, Spark, Hadoop, MongoDB, and Cassandra. So we'll be dealing with these important and popular data softwares. And stay tuned for the next video. And thanks for watching, guys.